Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video, we are going to be covering another mod update, and already behind me you can see exactly what this mod is. We're now updating GA Plus, or Garden's Awakens Plus, to 1.21.5, as well as also Forge. So as of this update, it'll be available for Forge in 1.21.4 and also 1.21.5, and the Neo Forge obviously was already in 1.21.4. Neo Forge will now also be updating to 1.21.5. Now this update is mainly just a small one because we are focused on updating it and also porting it to Forge, which obviously takes a lot of time. Now let's quickly just cover the spawn eggs, and I've noticed there is a missing texture. I'll fix that one in a second. But let's first off cover the new spawn egg textures for 1.21.5 because this is the main new thing within this update. So we have the Spriteling egg. Once again, if you are new to this mod, this spawns the Spriteling, which is a baby version of the ancient sprite. So let's now cover the ancient sprite, which you can see right here. This is a mob that spawns within the Pale Garden, and it sleeps of a day, which you can see. And if I was to quickly just set the time to night, it will wake up at night and you can trade with it. If I quickly just feed it a Creaking Heart, you can see it will eat the Creaking Heart and then it will throw out a random item once it is finished. This time around, we got emeralds, and this Spriteling is a baby version of this, which grows up to become this, so you can move them around. Next, we have the Overgrowth, which is a pale variant of the zombie. This one spawns in the Pale Garden, replacing all normal zombie spawns. We then have the Garden Spider, which is a pale version of the spider, once again replacing all spider spawns in the Pale Garden. These spawn eggs are really well done. We then have the Pale Eye, which I think looks really cool. And the Pale Eye is a new version of the shulker box, which just basically lets an eye out the top and it will attack any player that goes near it. If we quickly just wait a second. Now, one thing about these, they can't be damaged when they are closed. And as you can see, this one is currently closed. It should open up at nighttime randomly to then attack the player. Okay, it seems like these are currently bugged and they only open of a daytime. But you can see that they are lasering me and they was almost about to kill me. Now, this is a bug and they should only open at night rather than day. So it seems like we have just got a bit of the code confused when updating. That will be fixed before this mod is released. We then have the Pale Creeper, which once again is a new creeper version that replaces all creepers in the Pale Garden. This one acts a bit differently to the others, where if this one is outside of a Pale Garden, it will corrupt the land and turn it into a pale version, which you can see right here. And with the wonderful power of video editing, we now have the Cloaked spawn egg completed. And this is just a pale version of the skeleton. Once again, replacing all skeletons within the Pale Garden. And that wolf is not happy with it. Now, one thing about all the mobs that we add within this mod, they can all be data driven. So with resource packs, you can add your own variants to any of these mobs, apart from the Spriteling. Now, I will have on screen some of the settings for each of the mob that you can obviously adjust. And I will have linked in the description a data pack you can download that is basically an example pack for every single version of the mob. Now, one unique feature about the Overgrowth, the Garden Spider, and also the Cloaked is that these will not attack players if there is a creaking nearby. And this is basically just to make the Pale Garden feel a little bit more alive, so you don't have a load of mobs attacking you while you're trying to deal with the creaking. Here we go. Here is a creaking. So if I was to spawn myself a Cloaked right here, and I was to go in survival mode, you can see this skeleton isn't attacking me because there is a creaking right here. That is the same for the spider, and that is also the same for the zombie. Now, one thing about these, they will attack me if I attack them. But without me attacking them, you can see they don't really care about me until they get a decent distance away. And then you can see it does become aggressive. And that is just because it's checking to see if they are within a radius of the creaking. If they are, then it's basically pacifying them. Now, the reason I am mentioning this is because these three mobs in the prior update would attack players inside of survival mode. And as you can see, that is no longer the case. They are not trying to attack me. And if I attack them, you can see they also don't really care about me because I am not attackable. Now that is the only bug we have fixed in this update. This update was once again only focusing on updating and also porting it to Forge, which we have now done. And once again, you can have every feature that was in the NeoForge version in the Forge. That also includes the Pale Garden Fog. I have tried to record this clip about 8 times, and every time I would speak, this guy would crash the game. Now this is the Creaking Golem, which is a symmetrical version of the Creaking, and it is spawned like so. Now it don't have any spawn egg, as you can tell from the inventory, but it can be spawned, and it's basically a passive version of Creaking that won't attack players, but it will attack hostile mobs. If I was to spawn a skeleton there, you can see it tries to kill them. And you can also click a resin rune on them to make them invincible. Or maybe you can't because it crashes the game once again. This Creaking Golem just wants to cause problems. I have now fixed it so you can click these on, but now it wants to do some weird funky things with the render. So I will also fix that before this update releases. But the point I was trying to get to is if you click them with a resin rune, they cannot be damaged, so they are immune to damage until I die. But once again, there is a lot of stuff I need to do to fix these, because these seem to be the most broken thing that I have ever seen. And that is just because Minecraft made a lot of changes in this update to do with taming animals. But anyway, for this update, if I quickly just see, you can see this is everything within the mod. The mod basically just expands on 1.21.4, adding a load of new stuff for the Pale Garden, as well as some new mobs and features. And then we do also have petrified blocks, which can be gotten from clicking some resin bricks on certain items. So for example, if I wanted to stop this block from burning, I can click this on and this will become petrified. And this works for any wood block that can burn within the game. One thing to note about these though, when you break them inside a survival mode, they will just drop the normal version again, just to avoid inventory clutter. And a lot of stuff is going on in the background. I just heard a creeper explode. I'm guessing, yes, that was related to him. But anyway, that is it for this video. Once again, you can check out this mod. It will be downloadable in the description. And you can also mess around with this mod, Tricky Trials Plus, as well as Spring to Life Plus if you're using NeoForge, as well as Moo Blooms and the Badgers mod. All the mods are now available for 1.21.5. So apart from some older mods, which I will do a little spoiler for anyone who made it this far, I am currently working on updating them, but they are taking way longer due to them being a lot older. So that is all the mods that I want to update. If there is a mod that we have forgot about that you would like to see updated, do let me know and I will definitely look into updating it. But anyway, if you did enjoy, do like and subscribe, and I guess I'll see you guys in another one very soon. Once again, if you do find any bugs within this mod or within any other mod we have made, make sure to report them so we can fix them as soon as possible. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!